Alright, so today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Tilta Mini Matte Box. This is a matte box that's been out for a very long time, and it still seems to be the choice for a lot of indie filmmakers. But I'm going to talk about why I would not recommend this matte box in 2025. I bought one of these 5 years ago for my running gun setups, and I like the form factor, so I decided to pick it up again. The very first thing I noticed is no stickers. In the packaging, you get 4 adapter rings to mount to your lens: a 67mm, a 72mm, a 77mm, and an 82mm. You also get this hardware that I have way too many of at this point, so I'm just gonna toss these. They also give you another way to mount this matte box, which I noticed is unique to this one specifically. They give you this 15mm rod and this rod clamp, so that allows you to mount the matte box onto a rod system. And I've used it a few times, but to be honest, mounting it straight onto your lens with the adapter is the more secure choice, in my opinion. And then in this Ziploc bag, you get a warranty card and then a manual that looks like it's been yellowing. I don't know if that's a style choice or it's been sitting in a warehouse that long that the manual started to turn yellow. And to be honest, that's probably not a good sign that their products are sitting in some warehouses long enough that their manuals turn yellow. Now, part of the reason why I wouldn't recommend this in 2025 was because of one specific change that they made to this newer version versus the 5-year-old one. And that was changing the inner lining material from a hard, slick plastic to a more softer touch plastic. Well, I'm going to talk about some of the things that have been improvements, but we'll get back to that in a second. So this is the old one that I had for 5 years, and to be honest, this thing held up, bro. Like, really just scratches on the back, and although it looks like it still worked perfectly fine. The first improvement I noticed on the new one is the pin that holds the 4x5 filter sticks out a little bit more. So on the left you see this is the old one, and then on the right is the new one. It just sticks out a bit more, which is good for holding that filter in place. Also, the metal that's on the top where the 3/8 and 1/4 screw threads are has some sort of scratch resistant coating. It's a good touch, but it's still just cosmetic. The one I had for 5 years still worked perfectly fine. But that same change in material is the reason why I wouldn't recommend this in 2025. Now that it's a soft touch material, there's so much more friction. And in a system like this, where there isn't a tray, you just gotta line up the grooves and then slide the 4x5 filter along those grooves into the matte box. Having that friction makes it really difficult to remove the matte box. Now, right, you can see it clicks into place, and that friction makes you feel secure that it's in there, right? It's not going anywhere. But at the same time, trying to remove that 4x5 filter is a nightmare. On the old version that I had 5 years ago, I would do this same move. I would pull the pin back with one hand and then with my other thumb push the filter out. But on this one, because of that soft touch material, it was nearly impossible to remove this 4x5 filter. I ended up having to put fingerprints on the filter and just grab it with 2 hands and just really force it out. Here's me adding a 4x5 on the older version. It slides in smooth, it clicks into place, and now removing it, I use one hand to pull the pin back and my thumb to just release the filter. Simple. Versus this new one with this soft touch material, it's just a nightmare, bro. I can't. Like me having to fight this much with the matte box just to insert it. You see here, like I'm trying to get that last bit in and my thumb just slips and puts a huge smudge on the filter itself. It finally locks into place, but taking this thing out is really the headache. There's no way that you're removing this filter while it's attached to a lens, and especially not by yourself. So for a solo cinematographer or a small crew, I would not recommend this new version of the Tilta Mini Matte Box. The simple fact that I have to fight this much to take a filter off of a matte box is unheard of. Especially when there's matte boxes out there like this K&F one that is way cheaper and gives you more features. The filter system on this one is a tray, so it's a removable tray that locks and unlocks. and even gives you the ability to get another tray and then stack filters on top to the most. But again, it's cheaper. It's a removable filter tray system, and the fact that they changed to that soft touch material and I have to fight to get my 4x5s out, I just can't recommend it. I would sacrifice the size just a little bit and get this bigger K&F filter that's cheaper. Now, if you don't run 4x5 filters and you just need a small matte box to shield your lens from the sun, then run it. But if you actually use 4x5s, do not get the Tilta Mini Matte Box. You get the K&F or even the SmallRig that has a removable tray system. So I would say the Tilta Mini Matte Box is more for those who don't use 4x5 filters, who just need a shade. And if you actually use your filters, don't get it. Get something else. My name is Mel, and this is a channel about actual affordable gear aimed towards solo cinematographers or small crews. And if you want to pick any of this up, the link is below. Peace.